about that victim mentality and realize when I am reacting in a trauma-based way rather than who I really am. Does that
Got
make
it.
sense?
That's beautiful. And no, it makes a great deal of sense. When you were when you had made the decision to enter into the coaching aspect,
Yes.
now you had been dealing with comedy as a part of your life for a number of years,
Mm-hmm.
but now you began to maybe learn and review different aspects of emotions and our
Mm-hmm.
mental thinking process and all those other things that a coach is being exposed to. How did
Yes.
you put the comedy world and the coaching world to one?
Ah, that's interesting. Because of I deal with the worst situations with humor. Eventually, I cry a lot, and then
Mhm.
you know, I have fun. I want to have fun, so I deal with whatever it is with humor because
Yeah.
I don't want to dwell on the sadness of a situation or the trauma of a situation,
Yeah.
even though you have to deal with it as,
Yeah.
like let
Yeah.
it flow. So I thought that, as a relationship coach, I could bring in that humor
Yeah.
or that lightness,
Yeah.
to the table. And
Mhm.
my two books,
Yeah.
well, especially the self-help one, it has humor in it. Um, because it's about like how to deal with a breakup and the aftermath, so that's a tough thing to deal with, and I think that humor kind of makes it easier
Yeah.
to deal with those situations.
And your personality is one in which if somebody is going to be coached by you, this is me on my baby soapbox about you. I think they're going to have an amazing time of opening up and learning about themselves and what they're going through. But they may need to get a hold of. You have two books, or you know what?
Well, one is a joke
Let me clarify.
parody.
Let me clarify that.
Like three books.
Let's do this. Why don't I
Yes.
just do this and now we can talk about books? Ooh,
Oh.
look at that. I set you up the whole way. This is oh
Oh
boy,
my
I was setting you up
god.
to just weaving it right through
Okay,
just so I could put the next picture up.
let me
Oh,
give you a background of this,
oh,
okay?
please. Oh, now you want to give it. Look at you.
Yeah, no, I have
You
to
jumping
because
in
I'm
on this
kind of
picture. Go ahead. Go ahead.
scantily clad. So I have a profile on OnlyFans. No, I'm not a porn actress. I don't do nudes, whatever. And what I do is comedy and lingerie, right? And so for the promo pics, I had to pose, and it's hard to pose in lingerie. It's like the photographer's like, suck your belly in, hips up, arm on the hip, chin down. I'm like, dude, I am in
Oh,
pain. Hurry up. So that's my
uh,
face. I was like, oh, when you're like that, you're done. I was like, oh, so that's what they chose for the rising star picture, the National
obvious.
Comedy Hall of
Yeah.
Fame.
Now that was again for the National Comedy Hall of Fame
Yes,
Rising Star 2020 award, correct? If I'm not-
yes,
Right?
rising star, and then they inducted me in 2020. Yes,
Right, right. So that was what was that, a year ago? I don't.
that was exactly a year ago. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
okay.
exactly.
So now this picture is one in which, how can I put it? You are one of a kind. You are you are recognized for your comedic talents, but in the writing, it says a few things there.
Yes,
Grace, I'm gonna look at my big screen over here if I can read it with my poor eyes. Grace is known for her hilarious takes on dating, relationships, and womanhood. Now, before I get to the second part, even though others can read that, as everybody can do that, I'm going to get here to this part where it talks about dating, relationships, womanhood. What's
yes.
the difference between the three,
Oh,
or
well,
is there?
yes, there is. Dating is when it's like a job interview, basically. You're dating somebody and see if they fit the
Uh,
bill.
okay,
And you learn a lot when you date, right?
I love it. Go ahead. Uh huh.
Relationship is when you decide to pursue the person that you're dating and they decide to pursue you. So you kind of either become exclusive if you're polyamorous, you whatever decision you make to date other people, it just depends on who you are. But that's when you decide um to
Work together as
pursue
a
the
team and
work
pursue
exactly, be partners.
lifelong commitment
Combine.
built together. Now,
Exactly.
I can't wait to hear what you can say this third one. Go ahead.
Oh, and womanhood Oh, wow. Well, being a woman is quite an experience. If I believed in reincarnation, I would want to be a dude next time or non binary, one of the two. Yeah, no. It's like, I love being a woman, don't get me wrong, but there's so much pressure.
Send all hate mail to Grace. Please, no, go ahead.
No,
Please send.
I love being a woman, but I also it would be fun to be a guy. I think in my past life, if there are past lives, I think I was a dude, like I like some kind of king, like merciless
King,
king.
you went from a woman to a dude to a king. Hi, next you're gonna be like universal sovereign. Where you gonna? What do you? Who you go?
Totally,
You
I'm all over
in
the.
charge of everything.
My mind is like a bad neighborhood. You don't want to go there.
Oh man, I like that.
Yes,
Wait. That's the name of the next book. That should be it right
yes,
there.
and you're going there.
Sorry.
So good luck. So
I'll wipe my shoes off when we're done. Go ahead.
what
Go ahead.
it's like to be a woman. And the main thing that I suffered the most was, how fashion changes. Like,
Okay.
in
All
the
right.
90s, it was cool to have a skinny body with no butt. And of course, in the 90s, they had a thick body with a great butt, and nobody appreciated it. Nobody. Okay. So
Only
like,
you, Grace. Only you, Grace.
but it's true. It is true. It's like I was born in the wrong era. Like if I would have been in my 20s right now, I'd be like an Instagram model, okay, with the big butt, the big everything. Okay. But I'm not. So
You would be a volume model, a
oh
voluptuous model, right?
yeah, totally.
Okay, all
Totally.
right. All right.
So well actually I was a plus size model but that's another story for another time.
Sounds like
So
show number 4, but go ahead, go ahead.
well, my agent was like, "You're the perfect height. You have a pretty face, and you have the body." So I was like,
Uh,
"Okay." And my parents were like, "No," because they knew I was going to start eating like a pig. I was like, "I'm a plus size model. Give me some food."
Bring me
So
the flour tortillas now. I'm just gonna like, okay.
exactly. The chicken tenders. I love
Chicken
chicken
tenders,
tenders
yeah,
with
chicken
ranch
tenders.
dressing. Oh
All
my
right.
god, I had some before you. That's why I was late. Anyway, going
Send all
back.
the chicken tenders to Grace. Okay, go ahead.
Yes. Oh, I love them. So, growing up with that particular issue, besides others, like being a woman, you really never feel safe walking the
Mm,
street
mm,
or especially when you're younger and they call you and it's annoying.
yeah.
So, but what I really want to help other women is with their body image. And so doing comedy in lingerie, at first when my manager suggested it, I was like, no, sweetie, I'm not doing anything in lingerie. Thank you very much for offering. But then I was like, I could be part of the body positivity movement, which is awesome. I love all these younger women, on social media, like not caring about what other people think and just encouraging others to just be comfortable in their own skin, which I
Hmm.
never was until later in life.
Yeah.
Now you can call me fat, you can call me anything. I'll be like, oh, thank you. Like, and there's something on TikTok that I love. It's like, you weigh 200 pounds. Oh, you're fat. I would be like, you think I'm that skinny? Are you flirting with me? Like that's my mentality now. So, and I truly,
That might be one of the chapters in your new book.
yes, yes. Oh, yeah. What are
You're
you,
at 200
300
pounds. Are you flirting with
pounds?
me?
I want to up it to like 500 pounds.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I've been told that too. Like,
You're
I would
like,
be,
I'm trying to get a TV show. I got to get it up to 4 or 5 or 6 in order
yes,
to
to
get
be relatable.
some syndication here. I'm trying to me relatable. I can get, yeah.
Yeah, totally. So because of all that, and that affected me, because you never feel like good enough. And I know a lot of women go through this. So I decided to do a body positivity podcast. And
Hmm.
now I collaborate with Stephanie Tejada. We do Funny in the Sheets and we do lives on OnlyFans. And we're like, she's a comedian, she's hysterical. So we just like talk and for like a couple hours and the guys join in, and some of the women too, and we just like interact with the audience and stuff, and we're there in lingerie, we don't care. Um, and uh, and I want to inspire other women and men to be to be happy with the body that they have, to be happy in the body that was assigned on this planet to us, just be happy in it. Love yourself, love your curves, love your body, love yourself. You are enough. That's my message. And that's, to me, it expands beyond womanhood. And I know I'm giving you the ADHD version.
No, 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 no. Go ahead. No, you're doing great. You're doing
Thank
great.
you. Thank you. But as a woman, I want to inspire men, women, non-binary, anybody, that wants to be
I
inspired to feel comfortable in their own skin. That's what I
I
want to
have a
do.
question. I have a
Yeah.
question for you. We have gone, excuse me, we've gone 35 minutes, and we've got a
Yeah.
chance to talk about things that we've never touched on the first two shows.
Uh-oh.
But I do want to, no, it's going to get worse for you. No, I do want to,
Go ahead, bring it.
I
Bring
do want
it.
to, I thought to myself, am I going to do a show with her, or I'm going to do it like when just you and I talk and there's no audience? So I'm going to do something here. When it comes to your curves, there were moments that you were uncomfortable with your curves or ashamed of them.
Yes, of course. Because they made
Where
me
did that come
feel.
from?
Well, I think from my dad, who I adored. He was hilarious, but he had body image
Oh, okay.
issues. Where he felt he was very athletic. We're both, I'm kind of like my dad, athletic, but like thick. Like whenever I start working out, I bulk up.
Okay.
So there's nothing I can do. I'm not a skinny person, and it's
Right, right,
okay.
right.
I'm cool with
Right.
it.
That's okay. Yeah, that's okay.
It's totally cool with it. So my dad would be, they would make fun of my size, even though I was a competitive swimmer and I was ripped, and I was like,
Wow,
and still it wasn't enough. Like nothing was enough.
man.
And so him, my brother, my mom would be like, Graciela, I don't want to tell you, but your butt is really big. I don't want to tell you. It's like, you just told
You
me.
just told me. Yeah. Thank you for not telling me.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, exactly, exactly. So that's where that issue came from, and it really did haunt me for a long time. And but not anymore. I don't care. Look at my cellulite. I am proud of myself. I earned every
I was
inch
gonna
of
say
that.
that's what you should say. Okay,
Yes,
now you say you earned that. Did
yes.
you earn those in certain locations? For example, here's one for you. Name three comedy gigs that you enjoyed without making others ticked off at you because you didn't name them. So, did you
Oh,
earn all of that the curvature of your life at certain gigs late at night, doing all the hard work that you've done in your life?
yes, a
Name
lot.
three places. Yes, I thought about how much we were going to go into that, but I'm just going to
Whew.
do this
Yes,
surface.
a lot
Yeah,
of
we'll just do
driving.
surface. Yeah,
Yes.
a lot of driving, a lot of
Oh my
other
God,
things.
yes.
Three
And
different
fly.
three different places that you enjoyed working,
Okay,
and
first of
some of the
all,
experiences that you have had. Go ahead.
sure. So the one where you showed the picture, that one was one of
Yep.
my favorite experiences. That was amazing. When I shot my comedy special in 2007, I think it
For
was.
Hulu, was you talking about for
No, that
Hulu,
one
that
was
first
just
one?
me.
Oh,
I
that was
shot
just
it
you.
in back.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, in 2007 we did DVDs. Remember? So I used.
Yeah. I'm so old now. Thank you.
Yes. So now apparently people are like stealing the bits and putting them in places that I'm like, whatever. It's old bits, so I don't care. But I did DVDs and I sold them on the road with T-shirts and stuff. So that was my favorite. Then the Santa Barbara LOL Comedy Festival, and oh my God, this one was great in Chicago, 2000 maybe 8 or even I would say 7, 8.
Okay.
And that was the funniest Latinas in America. And Michael Quendo produced that show.
Ooh.
And I worked with Gina Brion, who's amazing. Who
Uh,
was on it? Sarah Contreras, Jill Michelle
oh.
Milian was on that one too. I'm always on
Oh.
specials with Jill.
With her, yeah.
Yeah, and that one was such an incredible experience because I did two of those shows. It was at a theater in Chicago. It was like 500 people, and it was a Latino audience who are super like fun and supportive of other Latinos. So it was just incredible. Those were my three favorite ones my whole career.
When it comes to your experiences, you've dealt with different types of personalities all along the way. You survived a toxic relationship and been able to tell the story. and help others as a
Yes.
certified coach.
Mhm.
Certified by who again?
IAP. I don't remember what they stand for. I
I'm
have
going
to
to
Google
stick that
it.
in. I don't either, but I just want to hear you say it. Okay, so
IAP.
when it comes to the experiences that you've had at this point in time in
Yeah.
your life, how would you describe the relationship that would bring a woman a great deal of happiness? How would you describe that relationship? What would it be like for her?
Hmm.
And we're not talking physical, as it were, intimate. We're just talking emotionally. How would you
Yeah.
describe the type of relationship as a certified coach that puts a woman in a position of feeling safe emotionally?
I love it how you stop me from like no sex stuff,
I had
Grace.
to see. I know you. I know you. I know you had
You
to.
know me well.
Go ahead.
Emotionally, well, personally, I can only speak for myself in this case because a lot of people do want different things. But I think this is my personal take on it that women, we want um, to feel safe with that person because, in general, like I told you before, we don't feel safe in the world.
Okay. Right.
Um, not all the time, but in general, we don't feel
Mhm.
safe. And I think emotional stability, that's very, very important because even though that up and down game can be exciting for like an hour and a half, it gets old.
It gets old.
Yeah, it gets old real quick, and it affects your mental health and emotional health, so and physical too. So definitely emotional stability, and you don't let me say it, so I'm not going to say it.
I can't.
Yes, you can.
But as a no, I can't let you say it. So what I was going to, I've been to enough comedy clubs to not let you say it. So what I was going to say is, what I was going to mention to you is, you have you have a way about you that, despite the challenges that no one else knows, you don't show up. You're literally who you are,
Hmm.
no matter what the challenge is, comedy or not.
Yes.
But you smile from your heart, just like you
Hmm.
cry from your heart. They
Oh yeah,
both
when
have
I
the
cry,
same
you don't want to see
intensity.
that.
Yes, no, I'm just
The
saying they both have
eyelashes
the same.
are tripping. That's
But when you cry, just as when you laugh, it's all of you, isn't it?
absolutely. I am 100% person. Like I don't half booty
Yeah.
anything. I don't know if I can say that. Half booty.
Uh,
That's a good thing.
that should be the third chapter in your book. I don't know.
I don't have booty. Anything.
Uh,
So yeah.
everybody from the '90s will want to read that chapter. All the women.
We're writing the book as we speak. This is
You
great.
know, like,
I'll give you credit.
no, 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 no. I don't
No,
want
not
that.
the
No,
half
no,
booty
no, no.
part. Okay,
Listen,
that's
I don't want credit for anything you write. Just three
fine. Okay.
percent of what you make is fine with me. 3%. Just 3%. Okay, I don't want credit. Just 3%. Anyhow, I want a debit. I
Um,
don't want a credit. So, but
so
go
so
ahead.
no,
You
I'm
were
a
gonna
hundred
say.
percent. I'm 100% like kind of like an all or nothing person. I can be in the
Yeah.
middle in the gray area, but emotionally, I'm like one side or the other.
Yeah.
So yeah, of course, I give it 100%. But the main thing, my motto in my life is kick butt and have fun. So regardless of what I'm going through,
Yeah.
I'm going to make fun of it later, of course, and write a
Yeah.
book or
Yeah.
write a comedy
Write a book.
bit or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
But I think that I don't like to get caught up in the sadness of things or in the anger. And I think that humor does lighten up the load and also the desire, my very deep desire to have fun. I'm very
Yeah.
shallow. And
No, I think it's exceptionally perfect the way you're describing yourself, because it actually connected with the people that told me, and I've told you a little of this before we actually came on now. The people who wrote me and were highly happy but yet disappointed with both of the two previous shows, because they were like, Paxton, we want to get to know her more as the
oh,
comedian. But this part I didn't tell you, and I'm going to tell you now here live. A lot of them were from your world. So
Oh, really?
so they have a background in comedy or looking to do so or acting, and they wanted to know how you stay sane.
Ah,
Now, wait. No, see, now you're laughing before I can even finish. Now I'm thinking to
it
myself,
is relative.
I,
But
I rest my
okay,
case.
I'll take it.
My headphones are gonna fly off because I'm going like exactly the point I was gonna make to them, and I went like, "That's too much
Yes,
typing. That's too much typing. Let's just
it's
have her back on."
yeah.
Now, are you a sane person?
You know, it's funny you asked that because I was talking to my therapist
I don't
about
believe we're having this discussion, but YouTube lets us do it. Go ahead.
having a discussion with my therapist about it. We were talking about it. Uh, and I was telling her, and this is not to brag or anything or think I'm amazing, which I am, but no, I'm kidding.
Let me
But
help you. Let me help you with that humility that you just continue to show. You're so humble. Go ahead.
oh no, not at all.
Okay. Okay, go ahead.
But considering all the things I've been through, and some of them I have not revealed,
Yeah,
I
of
might
course not.
reveal in the
Yeah.
future.
Mhm.
Um, I am kind of like a very sane person because I've been through a lot of weird, especially growing up with like a mother who's mentally ill but doesn't take medication because she's in denial of it, and she's just blows up at any moment. And I came out pretty sane, to be
Yeah.
honest. And I think that comedy, I get that from my dad because my dad did the same thing. He dealt with when he had lung cancer
Uh,
and heart problems. We would literally sit down and start naming all the things that were wrong with him and be hysterical laughing. I was like, don't forget this, you know, and don't
oh
forget
my
that.
goodness. A
And we
grocery
would
list.
just we would totally laugh, which is
Uh,
horrible to some people, but that helped
uh,
them deal with it. So
uh,
I think that I kind of got the chill personality in the
mhm.
sense, not
Yeah.
he was chill.
Mhm.
He was passionate but chill and
Yeah.
like more even keel
Mhm.
than my mom. That's my mom was like, ew, ew, yeah. My dad was like,
Oh,
maybe,
yeah.
you know. And so I think I'm kind of like a little bit higher than my dad, but but I think that he taught me a lot about lightening the load, and I think that that served me
Mhm.
in my life, and I think that's why I think, and my therapist does too. I might have to switch therapists. That
I like the way she's gonna find this out now if she watches this back. I'm fired? What kind of comedian are you? That's not funny.
she's great. No, she's
Uh,
seriously great. But I'm high functioning considering all the trauma
yeah,
I've been through and the
yeah,
things I'm going through,
yeah.
which we're not going to say
Nope.
at a later date. We'll
Uh,
talk about it at some point, but
Can I
we'll,
play? Can I play the gardener in in the movie, the Lifetime movie, or the? I
yes,
want to.
of course,
I'll do the butler part. I'm just not saying yes, ma'am.
whatever you want. It's yours. I have no power to give you anything, but yes, it's yours. That's
Yes,
what I'm
right.
saying. I have no
Gracias.
power.
Gracias. Muchas gracias.
De nada. So yeah, that's I
Yeah.
think I am pretty sane.
Okay.
Not probably in a conventional way.
Well, your ability to go on Instagram with me twice and collect so many people, combined 500 some odd people, over 500 people to watch the show, both combined for watch you on Instagram, uh, is to me quite impressive. But to have people write me and tell me they want to get to know you better,
I love that. That's kind of sexy
that's
too. It's like
very
you want to
that's
get to know me better.
they that's a very strong compliment. Um,
Yes, I'm flattered.
I'm not gonna hold you all day. You have a very busy week of a number of things that you're going to be doing. Tell people how they can find you, and then I have a few surprises before we go.
Oh my gosh.
Uh,
Okay, I
but
love
first, I want
surprises.
to do this now, where I tell you, please tell others who will watch this back across time and space continuum on YouTube. They will
Yes,
see this, how they can find you and your shows.
they can find me on Facebook, Grace Fraga. I have a page. Then Instagram is Grace Fraga Comedy, and Twitter is Grace Fraga.
Okay. Now, I have to do this no
Okay.
matter what happens. I had two of them. I only chose one just in case we got to where I am right now, 50 minutes. We've gone 50
Yes.
minutes. These
We
shows are
can
not
go on
supposed
for
to.
like 5
I know
hours.
we really, yes, we really could.
Yeah.
I just don't have a bleep out button. But what I was gonna say, here we
Did I
go.
say bad things?
No, no, listen, you're beautiful as is.
Okay,
No,
good,
as
good.
is.
Sometimes
Okay.
I think I didn't say, like, one time I did this show, I'm not kidding, and it was like,
You
it's a
did,
good
and then you
show.
watched it back and you saw it. What
No,
I
I
was
didn't watch
doing.
it back. No, no, no.
Oh,
My friend was in the audience, and she's very honest. No, she
okay,
was this was in San Diego, and they were like, "It's a
okay.
clean show, Grace, whatever." And she came on. She's like, "Girl, you were not clean." I was like, "Shut up! I totally was." She was like, "You said the F word like 3 times," and I was like, "Oh my God, you're
No
right."
way, did I? All right.
Unnecessarily so, because I didn't need to, but I just said it. I don't know why. Yeah,
You thought you were in a relaxed moment, just having a conversation.
I forgot.
Now, this conversation between you and I could take a turn because I'm going to show you something, and I want you to describe
Oh,
that moment in time.
not
Uh,
if don't put it up if I look ugly.
I posted this picture to say
Oh
you
my
were
God, I'm
coming on the
scared.
show, and I don't think I've never had that many men actually watch the show that day. So I've been waiting to do
Like the
this with
hardest.
you. I was gonna do it our last show, but I already knew we were at some point going to be here on YouTube as our new home to start doing shows. And I said, I've got to put this picture up in real time and ask you about it because I had so many guys like, I don't know who that is, but I'm gonna watch that show. And it was like,
That's so funny.
okay, that's not why I put it there. I put it there because I I like the look in your eyes. And that's what I want us to address with this picture.
Oh my God. That is like back when I did theater in New Orleans. Wow. Yes. Yeah, that's an old picture. um, that one, theater in New Orleans, lots of fun. I won a Best Actress award in New Orleans.
Wow. Look
Yes,
at
and I was
that.
nominated for other two awards, but I won the biggest one, which is the Big Easy Entertainment Award.
Wow.
Yeah, Big Easy.
I'm not touching it. I was leaving it alone. I left it alone. Go ahead.
We're going to leave that alone. And yeah, that was a lot of fun. I was kind of fresh starting out, and I won the award like 2 years into acting, which was amazing to
Oh,
me. I was up against like very experienced actresses. There's a lot of theater in New Orleans, and the actresses are really, really good, and the actors too. That's a great community too. Um, I was married at the time, so it reminds me of that person. Yeah, I
it's on
not
your page.
times.
It's on your
Yeah,
page that you have this posted.
yes,
The look in your eyes, there, it obviously, of course, is not the same as it is today, the day we're talking.
of course.
Of course, it's not the same. If you had to describe the life behind those eyes, how would you describe it?
Girl, you have no idea what's ahead.
Wow. Oh my
It's like,
goodness.
that's what I
Wow.
would tell.
Wow.
Buckle up, sister.
Would you tell her to run?
No, because I think that all the experiences made me the person that I am today,
Yeah.
and have the spiritual and emotional and psychological maturity that I have. And I'm
Hmm.
not bragging, but I do have all of that. I think I've reached a point where
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
Like never in my life I never got it. Now I totally get it. Like, okay, I know why I'm here. I know
Yeah.
what's up. But that's kind of like a happy puppy that you know doesn't know that life can be hard. And I kind of chose the hard path, to be honest, because I was happily
Really?
married.
Wow.
Yeah. And I think we drifted apart when I started acting and doing comedy. That's
Hmm.
when he kind of like did not, that was not the person he married, and he was supportive until he couldn't be supportive anymore.
Right.
So but that was the time when he was being supportive, and I was like, happily married. And so I think that's what's showing in those eyes, like
Hmm.
naivete, and a good kind. and happiness, and safety. Like I see like somebody who's feels safe and um, loved. So
A number
not
of
that I don't
things.
feel like that now.
No, without a doubt. But a number of things changed
Yes.
as time went on in that set of circumstances and relationship.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people who may be happy puppies that have no idea
Yeah.
that they're being love bombed, and
Yeah.
gaslighting is taking place and triangulation. They don't have no idea any of that is happening.
Yes.
Like I've done every time that we've done a show. I need you to give that nurturing advice that you can pass on
Yeah.
to people in the YouTube family now. Others have seen you on Instagram. Come on, tell them uh, what they need to hear. Do an intervention right now for someone
Intervention.
out there, for someone out there who needs to know that they're being love bombed, gaslit, and a number of other
Ooh.
things.
Well, in that picture, I was not being gaslit. My ex-husband was totally fine. Um, but if you're being gaslit, just do your research as far as like identifying the things that this person is telling you. There's a lot of information out there under narcissistic abuse. So you can just see what other people go through and
Mhm.
what they've been told. And you're like, oh my God, they told me the same thing.
Yeah.
Also, there's groups on Facebook that you can join, and I'm part of them. And they're very educational and heartbreaking also. But then you will really be able to help others and be helped. If you need to get out, definitely join those groups and Google narcissistic abuse. And if you feel like, let's say there's 10 red flags, if you feel like get at least 5, then you're dealing with a narc.
Yeah. The advice you give is priceless, but it really only works if they actually apply it, huh?
That's right. And if they can Google.
If they can Google.
I'm the Google queen.
You okay, I never knew that. That should be chapter number 5. I'm the Google queen.
Yes.
I've got your book laid out. At least the chapters. There you go. There you go. Thank you so much for doing this.
Oh, my
This is the
pleasure.
last week of me doing shows for the year, and then we go on vacation for about 3 weeks from doing live shows. And I knew that I had to have you on this week, and we worked it out
I'm so
so
happy
that
you were
you
able
were
to.
absolutely no, yes, no worries. And I'm looking forward to learning so much more from you while I'm on vacation, from all of your advice that you give
Okay.
along the way, and postings that you make on your page. But I do want to do this last thing. I
Yeah.
need you to describe to me
Hmm.
what life looks like for Grace 36 months from now.
Ooh. Um, I think it
Because
looks
we're gonna still be doing shows together.
absolutely, yeah, and
Okay,
we'll
all
talk
right,
about
okay,
other
go
things
ahead.
too
Yes, all right,
that
okay, go
can
ahead.
help other people, which
Yes,
is my.
right.
I'm here to love and help others. That's all. That was my big discovery years ago, and now that I'm going through something, it's like sealed in, like, when they stamp that
Etched in
little
stone.
red,
Yeah,
like waxy
yes,
things, like bam, okay, I got it. Boo. you
that's
know? So,
you're in the red waxy thing. Don't you forget it.
yeah.
That's right.
So I think I don't know, my life might take a good different turn. Comedy is always going to be there, of course, but yeah, to helping others deal with situations. I guess
Yeah,
that's where I see myself in 3 years, and that's what I came to the planet to do. I
yeah,
think we all came to do that. It's
yeah,
just we have to really realize that, and it puts everything into perspective.
yeah.
It's like,
Put
yeah.
yeah. You're special to me, my friend,
So are you?
because you are a person who wants the best for people.
Yes,
But you know how to, when it's time to circle the wagons and take care of yourself, you do that. So I am telling you,
absolutely.
you better get all your rest. If not, I'll have to go over there and just, hey, you got to get to bed, lady. You got to get your rest. Do what you have to do. Have
I
a beautiful week. Thank you for doing this.
thank you. Thank you for inviting me on your show. I love being on your show and talking to you. You're awesome.
And I love the fact that you have a great way of filtering your words. And thank you for keeping this a family show. I really appreciate
It
that.
was easy.
Had to stick that in. All right, look at
So
the look
hard.
on your face. All right, all right. Thank you so much. I will see you again. Oh, we lost signal just for a little bit. Are you back? There you go. And I love. By the way, I love your eyelashes. They really
Thank
did work
you.
today.
That's huge.
I knew exactly when your eyes were closed and when they were open. It really worked really well today. Perfect. Pink hair and all.
Yeah.
Thank you, my friend. I love you immensely. Take care of yourself, and I'll
Love
see
you
you
too.
soon.
Thank you.
Okay?
You
Thank
too.
you.
Bye.
Goodbye, everybody.